we skipping this sometimes? I guess so. That's okay.
Okay.
Let's do all of them.
Okay. Yeah.
And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda ji commences tonight's satsang with his Sanskrit peace chant.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with mystic song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, played and sung by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is called O Holy Mother Ganges. I remember the first time I saw you shining in the early morning sun, with your sparkling waters flowing on, reflecting the clouds in the sky. The trees touched with you, dust in the Himalayan breeze, while the peacocks fall to spring. Carry me in your arms to the sea of eternity. Holy Mother Ganges, may I be free forever. Oh, sweet river Ganges, just as you uproot unbending trees in your swift current, take my pride and ego away, away. May I be like the bamboo trees, bending in adoration and love. For centuries the sannyasis with folded hands prayed in the moonlight on the silvery sands, while your cool water swirled and surged over rocks, giving a hope and joy unknown. Carry me in your arms to the sea of eternity. Oh, holy Mother and Jesus, may I be free forever. We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujayatman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. Today is September the 11th, 2020, Friday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on the Tulsi Ramayana. This is series 2016, class number 221. And now, Pujayatman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Neelambujashyamalkomalangam Sita Samaropitavamabhagam Panav Mahasayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Adorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, very tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side. He is carrying powerful bow and arrow in his hands. Sri Ramcharitmanas of Sri Swami Tulsidas, Swami Tulsidas, in Ayodhya Kand. The verse number we are dealing with is 253. The context in the storyline is that Bharata, along with all the important citizens of Ayodhya, all the royalty, Sage Vasishtha, and Bharata's own brother Shatrugna, all have come to persuade Rama to go back to Ayodhya and be the king. And from philosophical insight, that's our highlight, to understand not just what happened in history, which is highly figurative, but how does it apply to your daily life? Rama is ever present in your own heart. Your soul is nothing but Rama. Ram Naam Satya hai. And in order to realize Rama, Rama is same as Brahman, you have to have perfect integration of yoga. Karma is Shatrugna, Bhakti is Bharata, Lakshmana is Dhyana, meditation, movement, and Rama is Jnana. All four together to the climax, that's Brahman. But now follow many subtle details. Guru Pad Kamal Pranam Kari बैठे आय सुपाई, विप्र महाजन सचिव सब, जुरे सभासद आई. Bharata came to Guru Vasishtha, offered his adorations to his lotus feet, and right at that time there was a gathering of so many people, Brahmins, the important citizens, ministers, counselors, all came together, all had come with Bharata. बोले मुनि बरु समय समाना, सुनहु सभासद भरत सुजाना. According to the state of affairs, Vasishtha spoke what was appropriate according to that time. He said, all of you citizens, and O great Bharata, listen. Sri Rama is God himself, Dharma Dhurandhar, well skilled in dharma, and Swabas means Swatantra, which means absolutely self-dependent, absolutely free. So, while the storyline goes on, you are being given the nature of Brahman, God, as Rama. And the message that you have to grow in the image of God. Satya Sandha Palaka Shruti Setu, Rama Janamu Jaga Mangala Hetu. Rama is devoted to truth. Unshakable devotion to truth. He will not swerve from the path of truth. And he is the protector of Vedic wisdom. Why wisdom has to be protected? Because of narrow-minded versions of the Vedas. Narrow-minded versions created by Asuri, Rakshasi, Rajasic, Tamasic people in society. And so Veda gets constantly misinterpreted before the masses. Godward movement corrects misinterpretation and directs the attention of spiritual seekers to the goal, which is self-realization. Rama Janamu Jaga Mangal Hetu. Rama's incarnation has been for doing good to the whole universe. Not just ordinary good. Mangal. Good that becomes gooder and gooder. Joking. गुर पितु मातु बचन अनुसारी Khaldaludalan Deva Hitakari. And he is supremely devoted to Guru, Father, Mother. And he conducts himself according to their instructions. This again is pointing out to a spiritual seeker. The Vedic teachings are Matridevo Bhava, let mother be your God. Pitridevo Bhava, let father be your God. Acharya Devo Bhava, let your teacher be your God. The subtle point behind it, that you bring that type of sensitivity in yourself and people around you, a sensitivity that begins life with a profound blessing. How that blessing? Matridevo Bhava. Each time you adore Mother, you are adoring Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi. And you grow up to a higher level. This Matri Bhavana and Pitri Bhavana, Guru Bhavana, they can be practiced at the same time. And they don't contradict each other. Look at the whole world as expression of Divine Mother. Matridevo Bhava. Look at the whole world as the expression of Divine Father. Pitridevo Bhava. Look at the whole world as the absolute Guru. But in your daily life, in your practical world, you follow the normal tradition of having reverence to Mother, Father, Guru. Niti priti paramartha swarathu kauna rama sama jana jatharathu. Vasishtha goes on saying, describing Rama. But the description is pointing to Brahman, the Absolute. That's the highest purpose of scriptures. And how he is being described? Brahman is, Rama is the knower, absolute knower of niti. Niti means righteous conduct. Prem, love, absolute love. Paramarth, supreme purpose of life. Paramarth is moksha, liberation. Swarth, Swa reaches the climax of fulfillment through self-realization. Swa is self. But how you view yourself, that view is under the restriction caused by ignorance. How you view yourself is on the basis of ego identity. But the real you, and what's the purpose for your real you? The real you has to realize, I am Brahman. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. What is really lovable for you, what is dear to you. And from a deep, profound point of view, your own identity is the source of all that love that you can imagine. Because your identity is that individual entity. Every reflected sun, the identity is the sun. Vidhi Hari Haru, Sasi Ravi Dashi Pala, Maya Jiva Karama Kulikala. Describing Rama, Vasishtha says, all these great gods, they are under the umbrella of Rama's grace. They all follow Rama's will. And what are those great gods? Vidhi, Brahma, the creator. Hari, the sustainer of the world. Hara, in whom the whole world dissolves. Moon god, sun god, all gods. Along with all the ingredients of the world process, Maya, Jiva, Karma, and expression of time, space. What Vedanta tells you in a more mathematical way, that Brahman, his magical power, Prakriti, through Prakriti, Brahman now, Sattva predominating, Maya, Brahman plays the role of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Ishvara, in three aspects. Same Brahman through Rajas predominating Prakriti, known as Avidya, plays the role of countless souls, jivas. And same Brahman, through Tamas predominating Prakriti, manifests in the form of subtle elements that go to constitute all the world process, all the matter of the world. But matter here is more than ordinary matter, even mind, intellect, ego, everything that matters. So, in simple utterance, Vasishtha points out Brahman. That's the goal behind all your spiritual sadhana. अहिषमहिष जहाँ लगी प्रभुताई, योग सिद्धि निगम आगम गाई, करी विचार जिय देखहु नीके, राम रजाई शीस सबही के. Great Shesha serpent, who holds this universe in 1,000 hoods. I have already explained to you his chitta vrittis. All the world you experience is based upon thought waves of your mind, projections of your mind. If the projections are not there, where will be the world? And what underlies projections? That's Rama, Brahman. And all the power and glory that you see in kings and great personalities, all the siddhis of yoga, all these are under the control of Rama. Without Rama's permission, nothing is possible. Rama is Brahman. Rama is Ram Rajai Sis Sabhi Ke. Rama's control is on the head of every individual. राखें राम रजाई रुख हम सब कर हित होई समुचि सयाने करहु अब सब मिली सम्मत सोई. Therefore, let's do whatever Rama instructs us to do, because thereby all will be benefited. Now, Vasishtha said, and then he turned to the people. He's saying to people that this is my view. Now, all of you do what seems the best for you. Sab kahun sukhad Rama abhisheku, mangal mod mool mag eku. And the atmosphere there is, all people have come with the dream that Rama will become the king because of Bharata's devotion to him, and all people are devoted to Rama's coming back to Ayodhya. So this is the popular view. And according to them, Mangal Mood Mool Mag Eku, this is the only way there will be perfect joy, delight, and auspiciousness. Sab sadar suni muni barbani, nay parmarasa swaratha sani. All people heard what Sage Vasishtha told them about Rama. And they heard all about Vasishtha's teachings about righteous conduct, the absolute north truth, the practical sadhana in daily life. All these points were heard by people. But their minds are dominated by one simple expectation. They all want to see Rama coronated. They didn't have any answer to Vasishtha's question. So in that suspenseful situation, Bharata, with folded hands, bowing his head before Vasishtha, he said, भानुवंश भय भूप घने रे अतिक एकते एक बड़े रे जन्म हेतु सब कहाँ पितु माता कर्म शुभाशुभ देई विधाता. Bharata is saying, first he is pointing out to the royal race to which Rama belongs. And of course, Bharata, Shatrugna, all are from the lineage of sun god, Suryavanshi. And everyone, Bharata is giving in a very simple way, that everyone is led by the traditional lineage, to what line you belong to, and on that basis you decide your duty and your plan of your life. And he is pointing out that Rama belongs to Suryavanshi, solar race. I have previously explained that, but let me explain again. Solar race means Uttarayana path. Souls that are fit to follow Uttarayana, they are in the lineage of Suryavanshi. And Rama is Suryavanshi. Likewise, if you go in Uttarayana movement a few steps further, Agnir Jyoti Aha. So far Uttarayana sun is highlighted. Now you enter to moon stage. Moon here is not in ordinary way. Moon is bhavana vikas. Your feeling of love expands like the moon coming into the sky, waxing. That movement is presented by Krishna with Yaduvanshi. Or Chandravanshi. दलित दुख सजई सकल कल्याणा अस आशीष राउरी जगु जाना. Glorifying Sage Vasishtha, he says, you are my Lord. Your blessings resolve all problems of this universe. Hey Swami, you are that great soul who can stop Brahma's plan, Brahma's scheme of creation. Meaning behind it, Brahma's scheme of creation means being involved with law of karma. Guru's role is to take you out of the role of karma for attaining liberation. And Vasishtha is being praised, pointing to the praise, glorification of Guru according to the scriptures. Simple point. You are constantly drawn to the cycle of birth and death. That's Vidhata's plan. That you are in Brahma's world, where everything is led by your karma. But if you switch your movement to practice of yoga, integral yoga in life, and you are moving towards Rama, now this whole plan is Rama's plan, Rama's will. And the Rama's will is to keep every soul free from all swill. Completely liberation, moksha. So we talk about vidhi vidhan, sometimes vidhi vidhan term, Brahma's plan. Sometimes people use that for the entire plan of the soul for attaining liberation. But that's the general way. A specialized way, Brahma's plan means being bonded with the law of karma. बूझिए मोहि उपाऊ अब सो सब मोर अभागु सुनि स्नेहमय बचन गुरु उरु उमगा अनुरागु. And Bharata turning to the Guru, Vasishtha says, you are asking me what should I do? This is my misfortune. Hearing these words of devotion coming from the heart of Bharata, Guru's heart was overwhelmed with love. तात बात फुरी राम कृपाही राम विमुख सिद्धि सपने हुना ही. O Bharata, this is true, that all is possible only by Rama's grace. All those who are opposed to Rama, they cannot live their life with fulfillment of purpose. The two terminologies have been presented, Ram Kripa and Ram Vimukh. Ram Kripa, who are developing devotion, practicing yoga, guided by spiritual teacher, who love satsanga, you deserve Ram Kripa. Rama's grace. And once you deserve it, you have nothing to worry about. Jako rakhe sanya. Whoever is protected by Rama, who can in any way touch that person in a negative way. That's Ram Kripa. Versus Ram Vimukh, turning away from Rama, keeping the mind involved only in eat, drink, be merry, and be constantly hunted down by vikaras, anger, hate, greed. These are big robbers. So Vasishtha continues. Sakcham tat kahate kabata ardata jahi buddha sarva sajata. I feel hesitant, Vasishtha says, to tell you that wise people, when they have a project, and in fulfilling the project, if you cannot have 100% perfection, you had put your ducks together and you have a project, but you couldn't put all your ducks 100%. Joking. You are able to do only 60%. Don't stop that 60%, going after the 40%. We'll figure that out now. When all is going to be destroyed, better to let go half of it, 50%. This is a description of from disintegration to integration. When you are disintegrated, you have so many attachments. Some attachments are sattvic, good. Some attachments are not so. But your project is to move away from delusional state of mind. In moving away, you are going to experience a lot of frustrations. But those frustrations are purposeful. It's better to go through frustrations in order to have divine success. And also from simple point of view, in any project, mind plays the role of a fox. It begins to bring out a logic. Showing, now, say for example, giving a very crude illustration, you have set a project of doing sadhana early in the morning at a certain time. Now the mind starts creating the logic. I have to prepare for my examination. I'm talking from the student's point of view. This sadhana is an obstacle. Now the message is, It seems like an obstacle, but you have to do it. And let go your study of history, geography. Do your sadhana. I'm joking, terribly joking. In other words, there is always a mix-up of right and wrong. Try to choose that has higher degree of right and less of wrong. Until you realize right and wrong are both under divine plan. But what it seems to you, that needs to be, as you grow, you see things in a different way. Now, what Vasishtha is presenting, Tum kanan gavanahu dau bhai, Feri ahi lakhan siya raghurai. So, Vasishtha is proposing that in order to get Rama, Lakshmana back to Ayodhya, why don't you and Shatrugna stay in the forest? And then we have the rationality to make Rama go back to Ayodhya, because there is exchange. Dasharatha's word that his son will be in the forest, that word will not be negated. This again is a kind of a subtle trial of Bharata's devotion. He wanted to know how Bharata feels. If Bharata is not well qualified, you say, oh no, we will just command him to go to. Why should we? We want to enjoy his presence. But Bharata doesn't say that. Suni subachan kharshe do bhrata, bhe pramod paripurana gata. Bharata and Shatrugna became so happy that they can stay in the forest to let Rama, Lakshmana go to Ayodhya. Man prasanna tan teju viraja, Janujiye Rao Ram Bhai Raja. Their mind was delighted. The bodies became shining with effulgence, as if King Dasharatha has come back to life and Rama has become the king. However, majority of people who were there, they didn't feel any change, especially the queens, the mothers, because either Rama and Lakshmana were out there, but now there will be Bharata and Shatrugna. So different angles. Kahin Bharat muni kaha so kinne, phalu jag jeevan abhimat dinne. Bharata said, कि whatever Sage Vasishtha has told me, it's welcome. Not only for 14 years, कानन करऊं जन्म भरी बासु, इहिते अधिक न मोर सुपासु. Not only just for 14 years. If I were to live the whole life in the forest, I will be so happy that Rama has gone back to Ayodhya. अंतर्जामी राम उसिय तुम सर्वज्ञ सुजान, जो फुर कहु त नाथ जिन निज, कीजिए बचन प्रमाण। Sri Rama and Sita, they are the knower of the heart. And you, Sage Vasishtha, you are Sarvagya, all-knowing and great sage. Let's do this plan. Propose to Rama that Bharata and Shatrugna will stay in the forest. Rama and Lakshmana go back to Ayodhya. All this suspenseful story is to bring out a deep understanding of the need of integration of yoga, karma, bhakti, dhyana, jnana. They all must be like in music. So many swaras have to be in melody. All these four must have a melodious connection, harmonious connection. And that state, for that state, Bharata is advancing. So now comes the art of teaching. The Guru doesn't want Bharata to be discouraged in his path. So the Guru himself expresses that he is so overwhelmed by Bharata's devotion that he doesn't know what to do. So let's ask Rama. Bharata bachan suni sachak dekhi sanehu, sabha sahit muni bhaye videhu. Hearing the words, devotional words of Bharata, seeing his love, Sage Vasishtha as well as all the assembly people became so thrilled. Admiration for Bharata's love for Rama, that he can stay in the forest forever. And in order to have Rama be the ruler. And Tulsidas gives an allegorical picture. The glory of Bharata appeared like the ocean. And the sage's intellect appeared like a helpless woman. But this is act, but she starts acting to encourage Bharata to pursue his devotion. The devotion pursued automatically corrects its mistakes. So when you are planting a tree and tree has thorns, etc., all that comes in order to bring out the blossom. गाय चह पार जतनु ही हेरा, पावती नावन बोहितु बेरा. Following that allegorical story of helpless woman, she wants to cross the ocean. But she is unable to find any any resolution to her problem, how to cross this ocean. She is without boat, without ship. और करहीं को भरत बड़ाई, सरसी सीप की सिंधु समाई. Who can describe the glory of Bharata? Can the ocean be contained in a small little shell? This description of being indescribable. Human mind, saintly mind in humility says that the glory of Rama is like the whole ocean, and his capacity of receiving that glory is just like a little shell. How can ocean be contained in a little shell? This is not to discourage, but that's the predicament of the mind. A cloud allows the sun to pass through, but the cloud cannot hold the sun within itself. Similarly, the mind of sages allows the wisdom to pass through, to become a vehicle for enlightening the world. But that mind, no matter how advanced, is not permanent mind. बोले मुनि बरु बचन विचारी, देश काल अवसर अनुहारी. Now coming to the practical way of facing the situation, considering the time and the opportunity. I've stepped ahead. भरत मुनि मन भीतर आए, सहित समाज राम पहीं आए. Bharata and the sage, or when they came to that state of their discussion in the assembly, now they all come to Rama. Sahit samaj Rama pahi aaye. प्रभु प्रणाम करि दीन सुवासनु, बैठे सब सुनि मुनि अनुशासनु. Lord Rama, having offered adorations to Sage Vasishtha, gave him seat, and led by Vasishtha's instruction, all peoples had their seats. And there, Sage Vasishtha spoke according to the time, according to the exact need of the hour. And how did he address Rama? Dharam niti gun gyan nidhana, sunahu Ram sarvagya sujana. O Rama, you are sarvagya, all knowing. Sujana, the gracious soul. And you are the ocean of dharma, niti, righteous conduct, virtuous qualities, and wisdom. So, using Rama, Brahman is being presented before the whole assembly. I'm always putting you on the high levels. The storyline is meant to bring out the glory of Brahman and the role of bhakti and the role of other karma, other yogas, 4 yogas. सबके उन पुर अंतर बसहु जानहु भाव कुभाव पुर जन जननी भरत हित होई सो कहिए उपाऊ. O Rama, you abide in the heart of all. You know the nature of people, good and bad. So tell us, what should we do that will be good for citizens, mothers, and good and for Bharata. And with this I'm going to conclude. Om Ram 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 Ram. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Ras, grace of Lord Rama over all, and may all of you be blessed with Shakti, strength, Bhakti, devotion, Mukti, liberation. Shri Ram Ji ki jai. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukum Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat.
Are there any questions tonight? Okay, then we conclude, and Swamiji will guide meditation tomorrow night, Saturday, at 7:30.